You're listening to the VRverse, a virtual reality podcast where two friends talk all things VR. Now, let's join your hosts, the VR Realm and Dr. Oculus.
Hello.
Hello, everyone. Welcome, welcome to episode 33 of the VRverse. Doc is away, gallivanting around California. He's gone to Alcatraz today, so hopefully they're going to keep him in. And we will never see him again. So at this point, I'm joined by yeah, Alex and GamesWithTea from the CrossButton VR podcast.
Hello.
Hello there.
Yeah, see, we're getting called pro streamer. Don't normally refer to the chat, but I'm getting called pro streamer. This is normal. But
Yeah.
so I play games with these two, and they also are part of CrossButton VR. You want to give yourselves
That is correct.
a little intro? Talk.
Good on, Alex. I'll let you do it now.
Push CrossButton.
We're CrossButton VR. We're a VR gaming podcast that discusses, I say mainly PSVR 2, but we do touch on all VR now. It kind of started off as PSVR 2, and now it's any VR we can get our hands on, pretty much. Yeah.
I'm not fussy.
No. I think that's the best way of putting it, isn't it, really?
Yes.
We couldn't drag Laurie along with us, but we're here. So you could have done your intro.
Yeah, he does quite good intros, doesn't he? He has like
He does.
Yeah,
little
we can't match that energy.
little things to call
I
people.
tried.
I just go, this is Doc. when Doc's here, this is my co-host Doc. There we go. That's what he gets from me every week, every month. I always say week as well. But yeah, your podcast comes out weekly as well, doesn't it? I don't.
Yes.
Every
Tuesday
Tuesday morning. Yeah, 6:30 Tuesday mornings on the dot. But you can find us everywhere at CrossButton VR and all podcasting apps on YouTube. Anywhere else? Instagram, TikTok, everywhere.
Just everywhere.
Spreading like the plague, but a good plague.
I'm gonna say, yeah. Caveat.
I don't know where I was going with that one, do I?
No, stop.
Yeah. So this is another reason we don't do things live.
Just remember, there's no effing in. Jeez, really, I'm not bothered if you swear at all. It doesn't bother me.
Whatever, swore yet? I can't remember.
No.
I'm
Alex,
Scottish. I don't square.
Yeah. You don't square.
I don't square, no. Pure.
You circles.
I'm circle, yeah.
Yeah.
Curly key.
So let's find a little bit
really fun.
about you two before we go on to a topic I've decided for this month. Just we'll start with T. Like, what was your first trip into virtual reality? Like, what your first experiences?
My first VR experience was PSVR 1. I played Resident Evil 7 in VR, and yeah, you can imagine how that went. As I've mentioned tons of times, if anyone listens to CrossButton, I hid behind the sofa in the Baker house for about a good 30 to 40 minutes, just casually poking my head up while the baker, I forgot his name. What is it? I'm going to say, is it Jeff? It's not Jeff, is it?
Jeff Baker. Jeff Baker. No.
No, it's not, is it? What is? No, it's not Troy Baker. Okay, the man of the Baker house. He was walking around. I was just poking my head up for literally about 30 minutes. That's the one, Jack. I don't begin with J. Yeah. Anyways, yeah, just kept making me jump, and I managed to finish the whole game in VR. And it was one of the best decisions I did going for that game in VR because it kind of changed everything. Like anything from there, I feel like that was a pinnacle point in VR for me at that time. And then obviously, I didn't end up jumping to any other VR from that point. I kind of stayed with the PSVR 1, and I'd say it dwindled out probably about 2 years into owning the headset, maybe a little bit longer than that. And then PSVR 2 eventually came out, and then yeah, it's kind of the passion for VR sparked up more after using a headset that's actually, great out of the box in a sense. It's got that tech that's really good, as opposed to, light controllers and things like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty much how I got into VR.
So my story I'd like to tell of Resi 7 is I was trying to explain to my brother-in-law. I got it on day release and I had the kitchen. Obviously, they had the kitchen demo. I put it on. I was explaining to my brother-in-law, like, it is actually quite scary, even the kitchen demo. And then my nephew, who was about 15 at the time, like, it's not scary. blah blah. And I went, right, okay. So I put him in it. As soon as like she scurried across the back of the kitchen, he took the headset off. I was like, you didn't even see any of it. You just saw her scurry across the back of the kitchen behind the guy.
That's enough. That is enough for some people. Yeah, it was a weird one. I mean, I even had like when I had friends come around, they would ask, "Oh, could I try the VR?" And I'd be like, "Yeah, what games do you want to play?" And I'd say to play. I'd try and get them to play something like Beat Saber or something where they're standing up, not moving around without actually moving in a game. And some of them would always say Resident Evil, and I'd always put them into it. And yeah, they'd play it for like a good 20 minutes, and either they would feel sick or they were like, "No, it's just too creepy." So it was always quite funny to watch.
I always broke the one key rule. I used to always put people into Russia Blood first.
Oh mate, that's just mean.
Put them in a roller coaster.
That's just evil. You're a monster.
What about yourself, Alex?
I was slightly different. So my very first experience of VR was PSVR 1, but it was when they did the roadshow for PSVR 1 before it was released, and I tried Batman and cancelled my PSVR 1 pre-order because I'm like, nah, this isn't for me. It's not where I wanted it to be, and I waited off then until PSVR 2 came out, and then I jumped into Horizon on the day that it arrived, and I'm like, oh, this is more like it. And then it's just been onwards and upwards since then, and into Quest, obviously into Masternoid, because I mean Masternoid's the best game ever made for VR. Like we all know that. But
as you've said,
just taking
many times.
We managed about 7 minutes before you mentioned Masternoid. Is that on your record?
Every podcast he guests on, Masternoid's mentioned. I bet you. I'm pretty sure you did mention the other one you was guested on. Yeah.
I'm not sure, but
probably.
So yeah, kind of skipped PSVR 1 straight into PSVR 2, and I've kind of been not quite catching up, but lapping up as much as I can ever since PSVR 2 came along, and enjoying every minute of it.
So was the roadshow when they went to EGX, or was it like just a general?
No, they went round the country. So they basically did about I don't know how many dates, but they went to all the cities around the country to it was when the PS4 Pro and the PSVR 1 were coming out, and you could see the Pro in a little box, and you had to book your slot to go in for 15 minutes of whatever game you wanted to play. And I think you had a choice of 4 or 5 games that you could play. So of course I picked Batman, but it was just, I knew at that point, and I'm like, no, this is too bloody for me. Like this is, yeah. And I'm sure some people were sold on it, but it didn't sell it to be that day.
I was going to say, I'm pretty sure the roadshow wouldn't have come anywhere near Middlesbrough. It'd want to leave. Yeah. It'd want to get out.
I didn't see any roadshow stuff
to the next. Paul
just running out the door with all of it.
Yeah, that's it.
I first tried. No, I didn't. I first tried PSVR at home. The first time I saw PSVR at an event was EGX, and it was only Gran Turismo. I was just like, I'm not bothered about queuing to play that. And then I think the next year they had Astrobot, Russia Blood. Astrobot, Blood of Truth, Tetris, and Beat Saber, and the Persistence there. So went and tried all of them. I was there.
And Tetris with the sold you anyway.
Yeah. Actually, I wasn't really bothered about Tetris, like even trying it. Just thought, why do I want Tetris in VR? But then as soon as they put me in it, I was like, yeah, I need to buy this. When as soon as it's out, it's going in my library.
Yeah, I had to take the risk and just buy it outright and just hope that I liked it. It was one of them things. Yeah.
Jumped in with both feet. It's not like you.
Not really, no. But like I said, it's Resident Evil 7 that really made me want to try it. So I'll be thankful for Capcom for that.
I've got 2 Resident Evil candles. I like the
the promotional candles they did where you could make your house smell like the Baker house, and then you play the game, you're like, yeah, no, I don't want my house smelling like that. That does not look like a place I want my house to smell like.
It just smelled like damp wood and barbecue sauce. Is the best way I could explain it.
Damp wood and barbecue sauce. Okay, right, I need to give that a whiff.
Bit more concerning if you lit it and you're like, it just smells like it normally smells in here.
Oh, it smells better. I'll burn this every day.
Just just goes back to the game the next day and buys like 2 more of them. It's like, yeah, I'll just buy you outright of all these. They did it for a few different games, didn't they? They did it for Skyrim as well, where it's meant to smell like the cold winds and the breeze and things like that. I mean, I don't know what these things smell like, but yeah, it was meant to like give you that outdoor smell.
Yeah, the class them as 4D candles, didn't they?
Yeah, they were like £15, £20. I was like, I don't see the purpose of these. And no, my luck, I'll probably walk over to it and burn my hand while I've got the VR headset on or something. So I was like, yeah, I'm steering away from that. It just seems like a really dangerous thing. I'll probably put it too close to the curtains or something. So no, I steered away from them. Yeah, cool concept.
I got one to burn and one just to keep, like a.
Oh, fair play.
Just as this is stupid. Why is this a thing? I had to buy one to try it and buy one just to remember that they actually did this.
Oh, we remember. We remember.
Now they're both just on the shelf. Because I only burnt the one I actually burnt. I only like put it on once and then didn't put it on again. So.
Oh, okay.
I could have just bought
fair
one.
Play. Yeah, no, I didn't opt for them. I kind of wish I did now, though. Obviously, looking back at it, just as like collector's items, but yeah, they would have never got used.
I mean, I think we know what Alex's answer is about what's a VR game you'd recommend that not many people talk about.
I mean, what do you mean? Not many people have bought Masternoid. Everyone should have bought Heard the Masternoid by now.
I've never ever played it. I've got it on Steam, but I haven't played it yet.
Are you having a laugh, Paul?
Right, I'm gonna give it 20 minutes now. Go on, Alex. Go at him.
Alex is going to leave. He's going to go.
I'm going to leave. I'm disappointed. Absolutely disappointed in you.
You see Alex just get up and walk out his door. It's like, Alex, come back.
Well, you need to rectify that now, Paul. That's it.
I
know I'll hound you every day.
I'll do it after this. I'll do it after this.
Yeah, it's true. He will hound you to play it. He did it to someone else.
Yeah, you asked Jammy Hero what happens if you've not played Masternoid.
At least once a week, I think he said it was.
Can't say I'm not persistent.
Yeah, that's true. I should hire you for their marketing,
Yeah, I do it for free.
You would. You love that game.
What about you, T? Is anything
most underrated VR game?
That stands out to you that not many people talk about, but should play.
Recent memory, I'd say one that's underrated. Probably Gazlers. I really enjoyed it.
I've played that one.
Just had a lot of fun with that, and it just seemed like people played it for a week, forgot all about it, or people that did like it, again they stopped talking about it after a week, and it just seems like some of the reviewers didn't seem to gel with it. But no, I thought it was quite fun. I mean, they could have done things better, but it was a game that I still find very underrated for the amount of times I played it. I mean, it's probably more, but that's one that just springs to mind straight off the bat.
And that's the one.
I've been playing their new game and it's pretty good. Although it's not a VR game, so it's completely irrelevant. But both lasted games are enjoying their new game.
Oh, okay, nice. I was disappointed to hear when they were not doing another VR game, but I can also understand it. Like, it's one of them things where if it doesn't perform well, they're gonna shift over to something that will probably get more attention.
That's me. Doc always say you don't get into VR games as a developer to make money. You don't at the moment.
But I suppose at the same point, if you make a game and it just doesn't perform to how you thought it was going to, with the amount of work you put into it, you kind of want that. Maybe they're just generally asking themselves, like, was that worth what we put the effort in for? I mean, they might not be looking at it from a money perspective. It might just be the general consensus and thoughts that they got back about the game, the feedback. It may have just kind of steered them away from VR for a bit.
Yeah. For me, people like Alex is probably people listen to the podcast all the time. Goes, God, he goes again. if you still not tried it, Jet Island from Steam.
I've not tried it, but I have heard you mention it about 60 odd times.
Yeah, it's mad. Like, if I'm ever guessing this questions on, I'm gonna get a chance to talk about Jet Island.
It's your master night.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll look at it on Steam.
It's all about the scale. It's all about the scale.
Yeah.
Everything is
I
so.
think it was a game you sent me the link to straight away when I bought a PC. It's like, no, you got a PC. This is a game you need to check out. I was like, okay, I've seen you mention that one, and then you sent me like 12 other games as well. I was like, okay, I'll look at these other ones first.
Yeah. Including Dominatrix and
No, you later mentioned that one to me, and what? Some of these games you have in your library is questionable. It's that. But I feel like Twitch's terms of services are probably hammered down on you if you start talking about your Steam library.
Yes. Can certainly lead into some disrepute.
Yeah.
So what I'd like to talk about this week, discuss views, is can a game be saved by a post-release patch? Because there has been a couple not just PSVR 2 and PC that I've played where the developers actually gone back and made sure they've fixed the things people have complained about. We don't see it every time, so like what brought this discussion to my mind is revisiting Bulletstorm over the weekend and yesterday, because that got a lot of flack about not being the best looking, not having much VR. Like, could have felt more of VR interactions and things like that. And it seems like over the patches, I know they've done a few since it released. Didn't realize it released like 8 months ago. That's when I had to.
That's scary.
Until they advertised it.
Yeah, didn't feel like it's been that long.
No.
Aren't they?
Yeah. They'll give it some graphical updates. For your leash, you've now got to actually whip your wrist back after you've attached it to something for the leash to work.
Yeah, and that should have always been the way. Like, as soon as I heard that wasn't how it's done, I was a bit shocked.
The guns, it used to be. This is from the latest patch. The guns used to be like button press to do the charge shot. So to charge your thing, you just press Y or whatever. Now they've all got their own ways to do it. So like on the assault rifle, there's a lever on a pulley on the back that you pull back and it charges your charge shot. Or press a button on the shotgun. Twist the grenade launcher on the pistol. They've all got their own ways to now actually.
If I remember rightly, those were the animations in the non-VR version. So again, I'm glad they've actually implemented that because I believe what you're saying, they were all the animations from the non-VR version. So they kind of should have been there from release, but maybe this felt like, we don't need to do that.
Yeah. And they added 5 new skill shots that I made for VR.
Okay.
So one where you have dual wielding and you've got to throw the guns in the air and catch them in the opposite hands and then kill someone. That's just like a VR skill shot. Can't remember what the ones are, but they've actually put VR ones in, new ones in that make it feel a bit more than just kicking someone into a cactus or electric. Or
I mean, that's always been fun.
Yeah. Yeah, it made a massive difference that for me. I was a bit disappointed with it when it came out. I was like, it had so much potential.
Yeah, I think I was extremely hyped for it at first when I first heard about it. And then it came out and underperformed, and I didn't get around to picking it up. Just simply because, I have it on Quest, but then after hearing all the backlash, I was like, oh, I'm going to hold off. And I haven't got around to it. And I'm assuming all these patches are now on Quest as well.
Yeah, right? I'm guessing so, yeah.
Okay, cool. You've been playing it on the PSVR 2, haven't you?
I played it really on the PSVR 2, but then I've been playing it on PC for the new patches.
Oh, okay. Okay, fair play. Yeah, I might jump into it at some point, but yeah, no, it's one of the ones where I was looking forward to because I was a fan of the non-VR version. So again, I just wanted to jump in and hear that story again in VR. But as soon as I heard all the backlash, I was like, yeah, I'll hold off on that.
And they've uncensored the audio as well, so you've got all the F slurs and stuff in there. They've taken all the bleeping out of it, which was another thing I thought they needed there.
Yeah, why did they bleep it?
I don't know. They left all like the out of touch audio in there, like out of touch lines from like You've Got to Think When It Was Made, and the way things have changed since then. And then they left all them in, but we're bleeping the swear words. I was like, surely the swear words are like less offensive than that stuff. Like, surely.
I know it is a bit daft But I suppose kind of taking it back to your key question in terms of can these patches save a game? And I think the thing it always comes back to, and I'm sure we've discussed this in the podcast a while ago, is like you only get one chance to make a first impression. And I think no matter how good they end up making these games, and I think the ultimate answer is yes, a patch can save the games, but it can save the game in terms of making it into a better and a decent game. Can it save the game? No, I don't think it can save its reputation. I think there's always going to be an element of tarnish in there. I think there's always going to be that narrative like, well, this is how you should have delivered it in the first place. I think it's become all too common and people are very quick now to judge a game. Much quicker than they used to be, I would say. And I think we're going in a really bad direction from, if you think, am I the oldest? I don't know if I'm the oldest, but I'm certainly of an older generation where you didn't used to be able to fix a game. If a game released and it shipped in a cartridge, then that was the game you got, and standards have slipped. And I feel like that's been particularly evident in VR space, but I think we're a wee bit more accepting in the VR space because we're still finding our feet in the VR space. So you give an element of leeway to a certain extent, but I think some of these games have just gone a wee bit too far over it, and it's hard to come back from that for me. Yeah,
I'd agree. There has been some that have just kind of I went ugh, and then just not went back.
Yeah, it's sort of like you said. It's a bit more. You get sort of a bit more leeway in VR because we're not getting massive releases like you would on a console.
Yeah.
So maybe if we're getting loads of releases, I wouldn't have gone back to Bulletstorm, but because we're due a lot of releases soon. So if it came out this month, I would probably never went back to it because the next few months are going to be crazy.
Yeah, next few months are going to be busy, aren't they? Very, very busy.
What worried me about Bulletstorm as well, it's in Curvo, and they did exactly the same with the
Green Hill, wasn't it?
Green Hill. It's a release date and then put it's sort of become a thing VR. You're just waiting for the tweet in VR when a VR releases again that's broken. You just know the next day you're getting a tweet like, "We're sorry, we're going to fix it."
We didn't realise that this was how it was and how it was going to be perceived.
It's the cyberpunk effect.
Yeah, but I mean, when you look back at Cyberpunk, I think it took a few years. And you can even look back at like games like No Man's Sky. Like they started off with such a poor game and then turned it into something absolutely amazing to the point where people still talk about it to this day. I mean, damn, people are still playing No Man's Sky. People are still raving about Cyberpunk. Like I still see people online going, Cyberpunk was one of the best games I've ever played. And I'm sitting there like, I still need to play it.
But I was talking more about that whole the image of whereas it was Cyberpunk, the yellow and the black and the VR and it's like they just expected that tweet with the picture like saying woo, and it just became a thing for a wee period of time because you think you had quite a few. You had that, you had Hellsweeper, there was loads like over quite a short period of time. Like, oh sorry, we've not quite met the standards, but we're going to do X, Y, and Z, and you're just like, we should have done X, Y, and Z before you released it.
I'm from the generation of cartridges and even PlayStation 1. I think you just didn't. They didn't release a game until it actually was working because you couldn't push a patch to it. What you got, and
I wonder if these tweets that they put out the day after, I wonder if they already have them drafted, just ready to go, just in case the game doesn't do well. Like just to put that on the back burner, see how the game does on day one, and then like, oh, it didn't do well. Let's get the draft out. I wonder if they have it all prepped and planned.
Well, I think it's at a point as well, like what Alex was saying, it's that you might get a first impression, and that's it. One recently, Hitman. I mean, luckily I've not played it, but at all after what got said about it, I thought I'm not wasting my time on that one. Like,
it's a very mixed one. It is in a like. I mean, it's bad in the sense of it has many bugs, many glitches, many audio issues, gameplay issues. You know, you can name it as an issue somewhere. The graphics are very shoddy. But what you can say about it is when it works, it does feel like a Hitman game. Like it feels accurate. I feel like I'm playing a Hitman game, and there has been times when I have played it. I have enjoyed my time, and then usually at the point of me going, "Oh yeah, I'm having a really good time at this," something happens that just makes you go, oh, like you was really into it, and then you get hit with that, and it's like, ugh, why?
But it makes you question. It makes you question the models of these companies and how they're coming out and publishing games, though, because you're like, and this comes down to, I guess, I feel like I'm more forgiving of a game if it's come out on all platforms at once and they've not been able to go and do early access or anything. Whereas if this is a port of something coming from Quest to PSVR 2 and it just doesn't work, you're like, well, no, I'm sorry, but that's just not acceptable.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Whereas if something's come out and everything at once and I've not really been able to go and test it or do this or do that, then fair enough. But and I know from developers, and I know there's not a lot of money there, and these teams are small, and a lot of them are just trying to make ends meet. But I wonder if the model is wrong, where we need to look into a lot more of the kind of early access side of things to say, right, this is early access, this is what we're going, this is what we're promising you. If you can support us now, then this is where we'll get to. And I feel like much more goodwill would be built up in that kind of model than some of the models that we're seeing, whereas that is essentially what we're doing, it's just not what we're calling it.
Yeah.
100%. I think you're on the ball there, because I don't mind paying for an early access game knowing that it's going to have issues, because I'm expecting them. But obviously, when there's no mention of that, you just kind of feel like you've wasted your money. I mean, it's all right on Quest because you can get a refund and things like that, but it's still, leaves you a bit sour, doesn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, you buy the early access games and even back things on Kickstarter, might not end up being so good, but they're not selling it as a finished product, so you've got to. It's a risk you take on both sides. Like,
I've heard so many horror stories of Kickstarter that I avoid it. I'm like, ooh.
I've only got one, and that's a game that's still to come out, which is meant to come out in November 2020, and that is Lo-Fi.
Oh, I've heard of that game. That's a VR game coming to like every VR headset, right?
Yeah.
I heard about it 2 years ago for the first time.
Yeah, I backed it in 2020 for November 2020 release. And
am I right in saying he's doing another Kickstarter now? Or is it?
I think he's trying to raise some more funds for it, I think, yeah.
Yeah, I think he's doing another like a GoFundMe type of thing, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's the only nightmare I've had with Kickstarter. I've bought things on there that I've maybe not gone on to use. Like I bought the buttonless VR controllers for Steam.
Okay. What are they, like gloves?
No, it's like it's controls that go in your hand, but like finger tracking. But then all your like to shoot a gun, you hold down on the top of it with your thumb and just press your finger against it to shoot guns and stuff. But they just didn't really work out too well.
I mean, they don't sound like they'd work out too well. I mean, did you see the trailer? Go, yeah, that'd be great. Like,
yeah, the more I looked into them, I thought they actually look like it could be good if they work right. But they do work right. It's just a lot harder than the trailers make it look.
Okay. I've always been tempted by like the VR trainers and things like that, where you kind of like walk on the spot and you walk in game. I've been tempted by those, but I just have a feeling if I was to play a horror game, I'd just like end up stomping on the floor too loud to the point where the ceiling light downstairs is like shaking. So,
see, I'd like a treadmill. I'd like a VR treadmill.
I'm tempted, but I just don't know where I'd put it.
Oh, I've got no way to put it. Like, absolutely no way to put it, but I'd love fun. I just think that would be quite good fun.
I'm sure it'll fit in that corner just by your PC. You'll be fine.
Yeah,
you'll find a space.
Right.
Move some of the Lego around. You'll be sorted.
I was talking about converting the garage earlier, so I'm like, well, maybe.
Are they? That'd be nice.
I think the other game I played, and I think it sort of got a boost after a patch, but again, not a lot of people have chose to go back to it, and that was Foglands. Like, played it, I was like, so average, and I did the 1.6 a patch, however it was, and
yeah, you really got hooked to that, didn't you? After they did the patches, I mean, I was seeing you stream that like every week.
Yeah, I think
you really got hooked to that.
I think I stopped on about 57 hours or something.
So I didn't play it before the patch. I never tried it before then, so I kind of never got the experience of the bad side of the game. I'd heard things, but never got to experience it. So when I played it, I was like, this is pretty decent. I can see where some things still need to be improved at the time. But I still, to this day, I think the thing I enjoyed the most about the game was the story. And part of me, to this time, still just wishes it wasn't a roguelite, because I feel like I wanted to progress with that story more. If they just kind of, made that story longer and got rid of the roguelite element, I'd have been happier.
Like, I know you had Zara on your podcast on the CrossButton, didn't you? An interview with them.
Yes, we did.
Zara used to drop in every stream I did of it and watch out for bugs. I found bugs that they didn't even know existed, like losing textures on one of the rooms, and it was all just like fluorescent white and blues and stuff in this whole room.
Yeah, I think I saw some walls disappear every now and then. I think it was on one of the levels. So if you went up to the top and you went into the middle, you saw the wall disappear from one side. But it's things like that. When you patch something else can happen when you do the patch. So it's like it's a bit of give and take every time with a patch.
But yeah, I was like the first one to get every trophy on it.
Damn.
That's really a badge of honor there, Paul.
When loads of people didn't want to even go back to it.
It doesn't have a platinum though.
No.
It's not.
No.
See, these games don't have platinum.
Doesn't have a platinum.
Or he spits in those games.
I always find it funny because every time I've done a review of a game, I usually get a comment. This before I used to be like, this game doesn't have a platinum, or this game does have a platinum. I used to always get a comment from Gritty, be like, yo, bro, does this game have a platinum? I'm like, nah, not this one. He's like, yeah, I'm not buying it then. I'm like, okay, cool. And every single time I was like, I need to start mentioning this, don't I? Because clearly this is all he cares about.
Yeah, but like the first offender on PlayStation VR 2 for the sorry, we're going to fix it was Switchback, and it's a game I was like so excited for.
Yes.
Because Rush of Blood's still one of my favourite PSVR 1 games, so, and I was like, yes, we're getting a sequel.
One.
So yes, we're getting a sequel to Rush of Blood. And then
I mean, everyone moaned about it, and meanwhile I'm playing it, I'm like, yeah, sure, the textures ain't that great, but I'm having a good time. And I remember playing this when my partner's parents came to visit, and they're sitting on the other side, because this is when my setup was downstairs, and they're sitting on the other side of the living room, and I'm sitting on my side playing this game. Just every 5 minutes they hear me scream, and all I can hear is they're going, why is he screaming over there? And I'm like, just trying to explain to them that I'm playing this horror game in VR, and all they could hear while they're watching the TV every 5 minutes is me just jumping and screaming.
All I'm hearing right now is you're just being very rude, sitting there with my headset on while you have visitors. That's
it was on the release day. They should have expected it. Okay, all right. I'm dedicated. I'm sure you've done it before as well, Alex.
No, I have not.
No, you've not whacked your quest away. You got some visitors there that you like.
I've actually been.
Only if I'm putting it on them, but.
I've actually been to my parents to visit them and took a headset with me. And now I'm going to them.
I can understand that. I can absolutely understand that if you're going to your parents. Like that. Yeah, I could anything to zone that out. But
I only played a level or two, right? I mean, they were being entertained. They wanted to watch the TV, and the missus was, whatever. Let's move on.
No.
I'm not a bad host. Right? I still offered them drinks and stuff. I took the headset off. All right, okay, leave me alone. I was enjoying my game.
I think I took mine when I wanted the Christmas gun skins for every gun on After the Fall, and it was obviously in a set time frame. So I was just sat there running the first level and After the Fall with each gun, trying to get the amount of kills you needed.
Just walking to him. Do you want some sandwiches? No, I'm good, thanks.
I was just sat on the sofa.
Need to get this gun skin.
I was just sat. I just put it on the where you're sitting mode and just sat on the sofa. They're watching the telly, and I'm sat on one end of the sofa. In VR.
Yeah. I believe they were all on their laptops and anything anyway, so I was fine. I had free time. Trying to justify it now.
I know, I'm just hearing excuses now. I mean, like.
The missus said it was fine for me to play it for 20 minutes. I played it for 30, right? We're good. We're good.
I bet that cost you a foot rub.
God damn it. Stop.
I think you need a post-launch patch so you make sure you don't put your headset on when people come around.
Yeah, that's it. He's annoyed now. Look at that poor face.
No, I was just working my hands to, foot rub. Yeah. Yeah.
He's getting his,
Although it just looks like I'm playing like a Game Boy Advance or something when I do that.
getting his thumbs
Anyways,
nimble.
let's move on.
Getting his thumbs nimble.
I've got to get a T-shirt made that says "free foot rubs." That's what I've got to do, and walk around EGX with it just for a laugh.
I wouldn't. People will take you up on the offer.
I know, but how funny would it be?
I did see.
1 hour montage.
I did see someone with no one of those free hug T-shirts on. Something before. But then on the back of it, it was on the front free hug, and on the back of it, it said like slut hugging champion, and yeah.
It says a number. You got to write down the amount in the end.
That was funny.
So yeah, Switchback. Yeah, that was one of the. We went right off there, didn't we?
It happened.
Foot rubs, gaming while you got the in-laws there and things like that. Yeah. Anyways, Switchback was probably one of the first ones I think for the PSVR 2 that did that, and the whole we're sorry kind of thing. And I mean, they fixed it in about 2 or 3 months? I feel like it was
It's a few months. Yeah.
Yeah. It didn't feel like that long. And then the funny thing is, because I had completed it, I didn't go back to it when it was patched. Because I was like, I've done the game now and I enjoyed my time with it anyway. So
Have you not been on the hard mode on it?
I tried the horde mode for a little bit. That was the only time I went back. And I have contemplated going back to try and get the platinum at some point. But then, 800 other games in VR released and I lost my weekends playing those. So
That was always a joy when you only had one VR headset.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, there was. That's the only regret I have from buying like the Quest and then getting PC VR is just how much of a breeze it is just to kind of manage your game library on one device.
I had those joys when I only covered PSVR 1. I was like, yes. And then I got PC. And then
You spread those wings and it builds and builds and builds.
Yeah.
But we're not complaining.
Nope. Massive amount of choice if you run more than one platform.
Yeet.
And they're all equally as good as each other.
Yep.
Oh, I'm glad you put that there. Just has to, just to make sure.
The best way to annoy people.
Just to be on the safe side.
The best way to annoy the most people is just by saying, apart from PSVR 2, that's rubbish, it's dead. Sony don't want to support that.
You had to do it. I had to go there.
You just jumped on your own blade, didn't you? Really? Like,
I'm only joking. If you actually look at my website, most of my reviews are on PSVR 2, so don't come and hunt me down, please.
he's only doing that so you don't go and hunt him down. It's just so it makes him look like he cares about the PSVR 2.
Yeah. You go to the website in a few weeks. Don't go before then. I'll just go and change them all to PSVR 2.
Just some slight edits.
This was played on the PSVR 2. There's no mentions of haptics here. Yeah, the game didn't have any. It was a bad port.
This was played on PSVR 2. That's the game's a Quest exclusive.
Pro player.
Speaking about actually PlayStation VR 2, let's just switch over.
Okay.
We've got a state of play like at 11 o'clock today.
Ooh.
Where they've announced there is going to be PSVR 2 games.
I did see a post that someone put out saying 20 PSVR 2 games, and I really feel like I'm only going. It says 20 PS5 and PSVR 2 games. It doesn't specify just 20 PSVR 2 games. So I don't think that's going to be the case. You'd be lucky to see 2, I think. It's usually 2, isn't it? Yeah, it's usually 2. But I feel like we're going to get some Metro today. I really do. I feel like this is going to be the place they're going to announce that release date. It's got to be.
Yeah, I think that's why I'm worried. They're just going to be new trailers for games we already know about.
I think it will be. I don't think there'll be anything new.
No.
Yeah, I mean, the Astrobot Rescue Mission VR remaster that's coming.
Oh, shut up.
No, I don't think it's going to be anything new. I really don't.
No.
It's going to be Behemoth. It's going to be Metro, and then Skyrim VR. No, I'm joking.
Nah, I don't even think the show Behemoth. I think it'll be Alien again.
But I want to see more Behemoth.
They're going to give us the Alien trailer in more than 30 frames per second.
God, the backlash after that trailer on the state of play, that was amusing. It was a fun day on Twitter.
Yep. We're going to put a warning up in the black box with yellow text. Sorry, first so-and-so, we've now got it running at 60 frames.
This is running on PC VR.
And then they're going to announce that PSVR 2 is not compatible with PS5 Pro.
Oh, man. The PSVR 2 enhancements for the PS5 Pro is that it just doesn't work. That's the enhancement.
I think once the PS5 Pro's out, we're just going to get Call of the Mountain remastered.
Yeah, well, I mean, that is the State of Play remastered is what I've nicknamed this one. So, yeah, we'll see. I mean, that'll be the next one due, a remaster. By that point, will it not? So
yeah, another year or so, it should get another remaster.
They're going to announce Firewall 2.
He's gone.
They're going to announce that they're officially closing the servers on Firewall. That's what they're going to announce.
Don't think anybody would notice, would they?
Maybe the 4 still playing it.
I've heard they're going to port Concord to VR because the 20 players is a high volume for VR multiplayer.
Poor Sony.
So all this hate for Concord non-stop, and I'm still sitting there like, I enjoyed that one night I got to play it, just that one night, you know. I think I played it one more after that, but yeah, it wasn't a long time, but I enjoyed the time of it. But it is literally the butt of every Sony joke now, right, isn't it?
You'll just be staring at that trophy stack forever going, I'm never going to get that platinum.
Joe, there was a photo that somebody shared the other day, just showed their new platinums they got, and they had like 2 platinums, and underneath it they had Concord at 97%, and literally my heart wept for them. I was like, oh, are you kidding me? That's gonna haunt you. You probably have nightmares about that. Just wakes up in sweat. She's like, I had a nightmare. I didn't get the Concord platinum, and he just looked at his place and was like, oh, damn, it was true.
Would you like to see any well, we need PlayStation IPs in VR. That's what we need.
We'd like some.
Is there any you'd like to see first? If there was like, oh, we're gonna do. I know they say
Last of Us.
They've got 2 in 2 in development. Is all we know.
Yeah, don't need to think about it. Last of Us, definitely. That's literally all I want from the PSVR 2. I've said it before. I said it recently on this week's episode as well. It's the one game that even they just throw a 2-hour experience at me, I'll be like, cool, you do not need to give me anything else now from your first party IPs. Nothing else. I'll just take The Last of Us and I'll be happy. I'm sure a lot of people would disagree with that, but like, no, I want more. But just for the sake of it, I want The Last of Us.
I mean, I always thought that was half the reason why they did that Last of Us Part 1 remake, so that they could have something in the back burner for VR, but clearly I was wrong. I'd quite like to see something God of War based, because I think that really leans itself to
that's the one in my
VR.
mind.
I mean, between Atreus and his bow and arrow, and Kratos and his chains, or the axe, or there's just so many things that you could do. It would work so well. But
yeah, that's what
okay. Right, them 2 IPs. That's what I want. Just them 2.
I mean, to be fair, when Valve come out, they told us with the index, they told us we were getting 3 of their IPs in VR. We've got 1, and then they just don't talk about anything else.
Yeah, that's because everybody's still talking about that just one game. Like, still to this day, what was it 4 years now? 4 years down the line, people are still talking about Half-Life Alyx. Like, I feel like more people are talking about Half-Life Alyx than they are Horizon. It's crazy.
Yeah. But yeah, I think God of War would lend it perfectly, because if we look at the likes of Asgard Draft 2 with the combat on there, you can do blades and sorcery, you can do the close, could throw the axes, you could do all sorts really. Like, especially with the new way it works, not like the old fast-paced, like hack and slash type thing. It's more talked about now, the combat. Like, since...
I mean, you could even make it better and make Astrobot be... You could make it be Astrobot doing Kratos, doing all of these things like it's done in the flat game, but yeah.
Another Astrobot game. Yeah, we need that in VR.
I always felt like Sony missed a perfect opportunity because they've got not releasing these IPs, but even if your setup involved these IPs, maybe Kratos would come and speak to you in VR and stuff. Like, just even if it's just like a general setup. Like Oculus always do a general setup of their device if you want to learn. Like, well,
yeah,
like first
that'd be quite nice.
First steps and first encounter and stuff where you have all the stuff you do in VR to get an idea. Like, you could have had just like Kratos doing it, or
just a wee introduction. It was just like putting that hand on your shoulder. You could be Atreus and he could be in your background teaching you. It's like,
just comes in and goes, "Boy, put on the VR headset." You know, and just oh, yeah, sure thing, Mr. Kratos. No, you get all excited about it. Would have been brilliant. Right there that would be a seller for the headset, just so you can see Kratos just standing above you.
Yeah. Yeah, we could keep the copium going and say we're going to get Astrobot rescue mission announced.
I think we know that's not happening.
No.
I think we've all accepted that day has passed.
Yeah,
Sad
I think
day it is.
We'll slide away from the copium at this point.
Yeah.
We use Laurie for our copium. It's like every time he just goes, "Yeah, but they're not announcing anything." And every time he does that, I'm like, "Oh, you know what? He's right. He's right." He just brings it back every time.
I've come to terms and I've made peace with that fact now.
I think they're going to announce PlayStation Home.
Oh, Joe, what? If they brought PlayStation Home to VR, I'd be so happy. That would be brilliant. They need to do that. And I don't know why they let that die ages ago. They really shouldn't.
Can go and place all that shite you get on PlayStation Stars around your wee house. And
exactly. It's already made, pretty much. Just
I think they need a social application on there, because obviously VR chat's not there. Even Rec Room's not there. Like, I need a social app. I mean, Walkabout's probably the best social app anyway on anything.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it is, but that's just one set thing, isn't it? Whereas, like, if you're walking around, PlayStation Home, I'm trying to think of the things that you could do on PlayStation Home back on the PS3 days. There was a good few things like shooting targets. It was just all random stuff, wasn't it, really? That catered around each game that was releasing to kind of promote those games.
Yeah, set up a pool table.
Mm-hmm.
Just a shame. I'm not going to say they're not supporting it, because they are. They're getting ports over and stuff. I think it's harsh to say they don't do anything for it.
No, and I mean, that's the thing. A lot of people say just because they're not supporting it and getting the first party games on there, it doesn't mean they're not supporting the headset. And it doesn't mean that they're not funding other people to make stuff. It doesn't mean they're not paying other people to bring stuff to it. It's just, it's not their priority. And whether, who knows at what point this headset was put into production? Who knows what decisions were made at that point? I mean, obviously they've gone down one route at the minute in their whole ethos, and it's not working. Well, you say it's not working, they're selling consoles hand over fist. Like, there's so many PS5s out there, and so many people are going to buy PS5 Pros. Like, there's plenty of people playing, but they need to get back to what they're best at, and whether that, and hopefully at some point that includes VR, and they do see some more. It would just be nice to get a token game out of those studios. I mean, PlayStation have got enough money in reserve that they could go and just say, right, we're going to sling this money at it. We're going to give these people this game, and it might sell a lot of units. Like, they need to think of the bigger picture, and I feel like that's a lot of the bigger picture they have in their head is not the right bigger picture. I mean,
I made the example earlier. Valve, the Index has been out for how long? I remember, but like maybe 5-6 years, and they've only ever released one game for it themselves.
And it appears it's all they need to release.
Well, I think I saw a tweet the other day as well saying like since PlayStation 5 come out, take all the remasters of like Last of Us and stuff out. There isn't actually that many first party IPs have come on the console, so
No.
it doesn't. It like makes sense that they haven't done a lot in VR because they haven't even done a lot for the console.
I mean, particularly if you go to that in an exclusive view, like because I think what Spider-Man 2 probably the only one that's been exclusive. Maybe Demon Souls, I guess, at the beginning.
Yeah, because all of them on PC as well now, aren't they?
Oh yeah, I mean, I still count that as exclusive. It just mean not in like PS4 though. But
yeah, that's true.
Yeah, see, I mean, yeah, like a PS5 exclusive, yeah.
Ratchet and Clank.
Yeah, that was. Did Demon Souls not go to PS4 then?
No, it was a PS5 launch.
Oh, damn. Yeah, there wasn't many at first, was there? Because I remember like kind of thinking to myself, why did I buy this? Because I already had the PS4 Pro, and I was kind of like a bit like, I mean, even though I was having fun, namely playing Astro Bot, I was kind of like, why did I get this within the first month? I'm glad I did, because otherwise I would have had to wait like 6 months to pick up one eventually.
But I mean, if you look at the big studios, it's only really been Insomniac and Santa Monica that have released anything.
Yeah, Naughty Dogs have just been remasters, and even ones that aren't even needed. Like Last of Us 2 didn't need anything.
Well, that's not true, actually. Sorry, because Guerrilla released Forbidden West. But
yeah. Forgot about that one as well, to be fair.
Was Forbidden West only PS5?
No, it was PS4 as well, but I mean, it's released in the PS5 era, though.
Yeah.
That's right, isn't it? Aye.
Yeah. I was going to say Sackboy, but that came to PS4 as well. Just trying to remember the ones that I actually had fun with playing. They released Concord. I don't know if you remember that one.
I don't even know what that is.
Is that a plane?
Answer Microsoft Flight Sim.
Yeah, that was that. Would have been more successful.
You just fly Concord and Microsoft Flight Sim and just crash it straight away after like 2 weeks of flying.
Yeah.
You only get one plane, and once it crashes, you're done. The game's done. Can't even launch it anymore.
Because I think it's now officially been dead longer than it had been live. That's right, isn't it?
I think the best comment I've seen about it was, it didn't last as long as a loaf of bread.
Yeah, or there was the.
I wouldn't like to eat that bread.
It was the whole Liz Truss meme that went around, and they changed her photo for a picture of Concord instead with the cabbage next to it, which I found quite amusing. that was quite funny as well. That's one the British people would understand, and everybody else was like, what? Yeah. So we go back to games that are improved with patches, or we're done with that?
We're done with that. This normally happens on here. Me and Doc will
just kind of like
we'll start a conversation about something we plan to talk about, and then we just don't even talk about it. We'll just...
Okay, let me cross out my notes then. That's right, cool.
But yeah, I think hopefully something I say to play. We've got Meta Connect coming up. We've got the Indian Friends coming up.
That's correct. So, it's going to be a busy week, isn't it?
Yeah, we've got a lot of...
And then we've got some big releases coming up as well.
Yeah.
Yep.
Batman.
They start from next week. From
Hellsinger, Max Mustard. If anyone's not played it and got PSVR 2, Max Mustard is definitely one worth checking out.
Still, it's 15% off on the pre-order at the moment, isn't it? If you're PS Plus member.
Itch that Astrobot. Get that Astrobot itch out the way.
Itch that
Astrobot.
Wanted
Astrobot.
Itch that Astrobot. Oh, good.
Yeah. It's the closest you're going to get, unless they just completely announce Astrobot VR tonight, and then you'll be like, "Oh, okay, that's the closest I'm going to get to Astrobot now." But we know it's not going to happen. We're not. This is you that does this, Alex. This is usually you that goes, "Oh, maybe they'll announce Astrobot this time."
But I told you I made peace with that. I'm more excited about hopefully getting a date for Batman at Better Connect. That's where my head's at.
Oh, mate, I cannot wait to play that. That looks so good. Yeah,
it does. I'm Batman.
was going to turn around and go, I'm Scott, man, because obviously you're Scottish, but they just started laughing. I'm Scots, man. But yeah, no, it didn't work out. Just like giggling to myself.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, I think we'll have some big announcements. We'll have some big, hopefully, across all of this stuff. I mean, we're going to get an announcement of the new Meta headset, but that's been leaked for about 6 months.
Yeah. I find that so funny every time. It's like they did it with the Quest 3 as well, didn't they? It's like 2 months before Meta Connect. It's like, oh, this is the leaked photos of the Quest 3. And it's like, oh, that looks really cool. And then, just everything, someone's now got it in their hands. It's just, yeah.
At least
that's their free marketing right there.
At least it wasn't left in a hotel room this time.
They know what they're doing.
Yeah. Zuckerberg's got it on point.
I think Quest's going to be hard to beat for the market leader for a long, long time. But
Yeah, because he's just going to keep throwing money at it. That's it. Like, if you throw money at it, then it'll stick eventually. And I think the 3S is going to hit the sweet spot. I definitely think that's going to be the one that could really kind of go.
Yeah.
I saw a rumour today that they're going to be discontinuing the 128 to the Quest 3, which just sounds absolutely bonkers to me and not true at all. I don't know if anyone else saw that rumour.
I haven't seen it.
Yeah, there's a post going around. And I was reading it. It's like that seems like utter rubbish to me. You wouldn't do that because I think like probably 1 in 10 people buy the 512.
Yeah, I've only got the 128 one.
That's what I've got as well.
I've got the 512 because I'm that 1 in 10.
I've seen that people
I'd
got.
say you're 1 in 100.
Well, thank you. I'm that unique. Take that. I managed to turn that into a compliment. Boom.
That was meant as one.
Oh, okay. He wasn't being sarcastic this time. That's nice. Thanks, Alex.
I've seen that they got that Marvel game that they shut down working, and now it's been shut down again with a cease and desist.
I wanted to get round to play that, and literally, I was like, okay, it can wait. Clearly, it could not wait.
I bought that when it came out and played quite a bit of it, and then when they announced it was going, because licensing and stuff, and you wouldn't be able to. Well, you could play the single player, which was basically like a 15-minute introduction to the game. And I was one who I went on to the customer support and argued with them for like 3 hours until they give me money back in store credit.
Yeah, I know. How long after release did they close it down?
No, it's about 2 to 3 years after when the license ran out.
Oh, okay, yeah, no, okay, yeah, that's fine.
And
yeah,
I played loads of it.
In theory, you shouldn't have got your money back.
No, I played I played loads of it as well. It wasn't like I'd only played a tiny bit of it. I just thought I'm just gonna argue with them until they give me. I was like, just give me store credit.
That's the kind of thing I would do.
Just give me. I'm not asking for my money back. I'm asking for store credit. You're going to get the money back.
Yeah, you're going to get money back. I'm just going to get a different game.
Yeah.
I see. I would have made them like pay me for inconvenience and stuff. I'm like, no, I can't believe you did this to me. Like, could be like,
you have that magic power, don't you? How much did you get back in total when you got your Quest replaced?
A lot.
Like at this rate of me trying to get my controller replaced, I'm going to be asking for some sort of credit. They're literally just ignoring me. Like they're like, send me the details and the code, and then just ignore me. So this is going well. Always rated them really highly as well prior to that.
No, I think I used the money and then paid £15 for Medal of Honor rather than 45. I think.
Didn't that eventually die as well?
They turned the offline off, yeah. But they've still got a decent single player campaign.
Okay, fair play.
To rule of thumbs, don't buy any games that Paul buys.
Yeah, exactly.
They just die.
Apart from Dominatrix Simulator.
I was browsing Steam VR the other day for just random games, and I came across on there's a Predator VR game, as in like the movie Predator.
You're going to say it, don't be saying.
No, there's not that type of game. I bloody hope not anyway. But yeah, I saw Predator VR and I was like, 1 minute. And you can't buy it. It's only licensed to be played at like arcades and things like that.
Yeah.
And it boggled my mind so much because I'm looking at this game like, I want to play that. Like, you get to play as the Predator in VR. This just seems insane. Why has this not just been brought straight over to Steam for me to download on my PC? Like, it seems like a missed opportunity. It looks really good as well. So, yeah.
I got Sharknado.
Fuck off. Sorry, I know.
Sharknado
There is
VR.
not a Sharknado VR game.
Yes.
Do you play as one of the sharks getting span around in tornado?
Like you get sharks thrown at you, you got to shoot them.
We should have known this. What it'd be like if we came on this podcast. It's just Paul just going through his Steam library, just telling us what he's got.
I'm gonna gift you Chupa Chupa VR like when that goes on sale.
Oh,
I'm gonna go around licking a girl's recorder and stuff.
oh, Paul.
Wait for that episode of CrossButton VR where they ask, "What have you been playing?" I'll be like, "I've been playing Chupa Chupa VR, gifted to us kindly by the VR Realm." Just go into real big detail about this game.
Yep. You don't have to just do the recorder. You can do rulers, just as long as you don't get caught by her when she comes back. Game over if you're caught.
Oh dear.
God, this can go so many places, can't it? We could expand this joke, or we could just let it go before it gets a bit too risky.
I've even played it on. I've streamed it on Twitch before.
Oh, mate. I bet the CEO of Twitch was watching it at this time, like, do you know what? I love my platform. I'm proud of this. This is everything I could have wanted when I bought Twitch.
Yep.
A furry just playing Chupa Chupa VR.
The fun, the joys.
Yeah.
Whatever.
I think
whatever floats your boat, Paul.
I think I should have had my live avatar with the face tracking on, and like stick my avatar's tongue out as well on the camera while I was playing it. But that means I'd have to stick my own tongue out while I was playing it. So.
Just what you're talking about.
You could have just got a ruler.
Welcome to the chat. Started with a real camera and you said like props attached to your VR controllers as you're doing the emotion. Yeah.
Pick up a recorder.
Yeah, you should have done that.
Ruler.
That would have been really good. Yeah. Missed opportunity there. You should stream it again now and do all that.
I'll just leave the front door open. I'm sure someone will come up and stairs and just go, ah! I'm like, I've been caught.
What the hell are you doing? This is what VR immersion's like. Every time I play VR and I leave the door open, I always just fear that like I'm gonna put on the password to see the missus just standing at the door going, "What game are you playing?" Yeah.
Especially when you start playing the one mentioned earlier and it tells you to
take
your clothes off at the beginning.
I'd have to turn off the monitors if I play that one, wouldn't I, mate? I can't have her walk in and be seeing that and be like, "You're sick." So I'll avoid that one at all costs. And plus, I mean, I can't buy it either. I'll go into the family library on Steam and then I'll get questioned by Alex, Ben, Mark, who else is in there?
I mean, I think we would just be like, T's been buying games.
At least he's finally added something to the family library. Oh, mate, that'd be an interesting take, wouldn't it?
It's me a good note to end on before we go crazy.
Yeah, there's a slippery slope.
Yeah. Slippery recorder, we're going down.
You said it was a ruler.
You could do all sorts. Just empty a handbag and have a.
You know, this is going somewhere, isn't it? I think you're right. It should be a note to end on. Yeah. I think Doc's got a question, isn't he? He's put in there. That'd be quite a fun one for us all to answer.
If you have a magic one to get one thing from Connect, what would it be?
I mean, it's a question for later, but I mean, we'll do it now.
We'll do it now.
Yeah.
We were just about to end it, so we better answer it.
Grand Theft Auto. No, I'm joking. Just thought I'd throw it back in there. I feel like just the Batman release date, but I feel like that's going to happen. So something completely out there. I'd probably just say let us know that you're still working on Grand Theft Auto, just because it's one thing that I know they have worked on and left somewhere. So that's my little magic wand.
I'd like him to say they've Source Sense and decided to make Splinter Cell like they were going to when they were making Assassin's Creed.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's a good one. Yeah.
I would like them to add Masternoid to the Quest Plus library so that everybody can play it.
Alex would like them to give Masternoid devs some of that Quest money so they can. Yeah, exactly.
No, I'd like a special edition Quest with a back hill.
You said this, and ever since you've said this, I'm like, I want that, and I might actually pay someone to 3D print it just to fit over my Quest headset. Yeah,
that's what I would like.
Keep the cameras free.
Yeah, it looks like it's got 3 eyes instead of 2. Yeah, no, that's a cool idea. They'll probably just release some sticker thing that you put over it. Like, that's not what we wanted. That's not what we asked for here.
I'd quite like my limited edition Xbox Quest that was always rumoured.
Yeah.
Was it officially mentioned? It was officially mentioned.
They said it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'll bet you any money it's just a normal Quest that comes with an Xbox controller.
There's actually
the Xbox controller's just got the Quest logo on it.
And so the Oculus Rift used to have an Xbox controller before motion controllers. It used to ship with Xbox controllers.
Oh, okay, fair play.
The CV one.
Interesting.
13's put one in there as well. If you could pick one game you could have fixed with a patch, or with patches, what is it?
I already know what I'm going to say.
Will you go first then?
Firewall Ultra. They should have just fixed it with a patch, but we all know they could never fix it. Like the way it was just too. It was, the engine they did and everything like it was too built into the game to be fixed. But if they could have fixed it, I would have really enjoyed to see that game flourish and get improved upon, because I spent many hours in the first one. So I think just from a perspective of the people that I played, that was something I definitely would like to have been fixed. But instead, we just got sorry, we're closing.
I'd quite like them to fix Cornhole on PSVR 2.
They did an update for that recently, actually.
Yeah, but it's still not. I mean, when you compare that game to what you get in Quest to what you get in the PSVR 2, like it's not the same experience. It's not the same game.
No.
And I feel like PSVR 2 people are missing out on that one, because you write that game off because it should, in all intents and purposes, that game should be utter tripe. And it's so not. And I think people are really missing out, particularly the fact you don't get the YouTube integration and everything on. Because to your point earlier, Paul, around social apps on PSVR 2, and it does lack them. You do have Walkabout, but I think Cornhole in particular, I think is great for that. When you go and you shove the music on, you can either listen to the same music or you can put your own music on, and you're just playing what is essentially a silly little throwing game, which is incredibly addictive when it works.
Yeah,
100%.
I think they should just patch Asgard Draft 2 with a PC patch. That actually looks like it should.
No, that's fair.
I mean, it looks good on the Quest, to be fair, but when you put it next to the first one, which is obviously PC exclusive, it's just miles ahead.
Well, maybe that's the announcement we really want, is we want to see Meta decide that their games are not going to be exclusive and start porting them elsewhere.
Yeah, I'm still holding out hope that Nexus gets a port, because I've always said the game itself looks great on the Quest, but it just needs better frame. Like its FPS is just it dips every now and then. It just kind of makes you go, oh no, I don't want to continue. So I still hope that gets a port one day. I think it will flourish on PC VR and PSVR 2.
Yeah.
But we shall see.
We shall see. It's in a few days. Is it Thursday?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I was about to say, I can't remember.
Let's say play in a few hours.
Yeah. Who's staying up to watch that? That's my curiosity. We're all falling for it again, yeah?
Yeah.
Falling for it again.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember last time it was like, well, that was a waste of time.
I need to make sure I don't miss any information in my 30th anniversary PS5 Pro. So
that's the real reason. You're actually going to get that now. If you caved, you're at $1,000 is going to.
If I can get one.
Yeah, that is going to be scalped so quickly. It's going to be ridiculous. Yeah, I mean, even I might try and order one.
Just to sell it.
I don't even want it.
Just to sell it to you as a markup.
I wouldn't do that to Alex. Nah, I
Just to
wouldn't.
give it to me for my birthday.
If I managed to pre-order one and he didn't get one, I'd be like, okay, cool. If you really want it, you can buy it from me at the same value. So I would be like,
have you seen the Love on There podcast? Doesn't happen on mine and with me and Doc.
It'd be like, fuck yeah.
It's mine.
Actually, give it to me for free, please. Like, here you go, Alex. This is your 30th anniversary. Sonic gets mine. Ah, just run down.
But it's my birthday.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'm tempted to pre-order one, but I feel like if I did pre-order one, I feel like the missus would be like, "Come on now, you've just got a PC. Like this is getting ridiculous." You're also saying you want to buy a Steam Deck, you know. So it's I think I kind of need to balance it out at this point.
Yeah, thank you for joining us. Us. Doc's not here. Thank you for joining me.
Yeah, I mean he was here in the chat.
Yeah, he was.
Before we go, I just want to say, just for you, Alex, I don't know if you got the chat up on Twitch.
I don't.
But 13 Pretty Things put in the Masternoid link and said, "Click this for Alex." So I just found that pretty amusing.